Topic: Gangrene. Definition of gangrene. Gangrene implies death with putrefaction of macroscopic portion of tissue. It is commonly seen affecting the distal part of a limb, appendix, or a loop of small intestine, and sometimes organs such as pancreas, gallbladder, or testes. Varieties of gangrene according to causes. Gangrene secondary to arterial obstruction from disease, for example Buerger's disease, thrombosis of an atherosclerotic artery, and arteritis with neuropathy in diabetes. Second, infective, for example boils and carbuncles, gas gangrene, Fournier's gangrene, that is gangrene of scrotum. Traumatic, it can be due to direct or indirect trauma. Direct trauma such as crushes, pressure sores, and the constriction groove of strangulated bowel, or due to indirect trauma such as injury of vessels at some distance from the site of gangrene, for example pressure on popliteal artery by the lower end of fractured femur. Physical, due to burns, scars, frostbite, chemicals, electricity, etc., and venous gangrene, which occurs as a rare complication of DVT. Moving towards clinical types of gangrene, the two major types, that is dry gangrene, moist or wet gangrene, and a special form of wet gangrene, that is gas gangrene. Dry gangrene, it occurs when the tissues are desiccated by gradual slowing of bloodstream. It is typically the result of atherosclerosis. The affected part becomes dry, wrinkled, and discolored due to disintegration of hemoglobin, and the part is greasy to touch. Second, moist gangrene or wet gangrene. It occurs when venous as well as arterial obstruction is present and the artery is suddenly occluded as by ligature or embolus, and in the diabetes. The affected part becomes swollen, discolored, and epidermis may be raised in blebs. This form of gangrene is also seen in conditions as acute appendicitis and strangulated bowel. Third, gas gangrene. It is a special form of wet gangrene and it is caused by gas forming Clostridia. These bacteria gain entry into the tissues through a contaminated wound or as a complication of an operation on colon which normally contains Clostridia, and produce various toxins which causes necrosis and edema. The affected part is swollen, edematous, painful, and crepitant due to accumulation of gas bubbles, dark black in color, and foul smelling. The slides show pictures of gangrene affecting the foot. The first picture of dry gangrene, where the affected part has become dry, dark black, shrunken, resembling the foot of mummy. The second picture of wet gangrene, the part is swollen, soft, rotten, and dark. And in the third picture, the foot is edematous, swollen, and the pus is seen. Clinical features of gangrene. A gangrenous part lacks arterial pulsation, venous return, capillary response to the pressure, sensation, warmth, and function. The color of the affected part changes through a variety of shades according to circumstances, and finally takes its characteristic dark brown or black appearance due to disintegration of hemoglobin and the formation of iron sulfide. Investigations for gangrene. Blood routine examination for increase in WBC count due to infections, sugar and cholesterol levels, urine, X-ray for bone erosion in gangrene, atherosclerosis and aneurysm. CT or MRI can be done to confirm the presence and spread of gangrene. ECG for cardiac status of the patient. Doppler ultrasound to estimate the blood flow through the blood vessels, for example to evaluate blood flow through major arteries and veins of the feet. Plethysmography or segmental plethysmography is done by placing venous occlusion cuffs around thigh, calf, ankle, and then cuffs are inflated and the pulsation is quantitative measure of arterial disease. Arteriography to weave the arteries, oscillometry to assess the level of amputation, and pus culture in cases of gas gangrene. Management of gangrene, local management. The affected part should be kept absolutely dry and clean. The local pressure area, for example, the skin of the heel or the malleoli, needs to be protected, otherwise, fresh patches of gangrene can occur in these places. A bed cradle, padded rings, foam blocks, and air beds are useful preventive aids. Exposure and use of fan may assist in the desiccation and may relieve pain. And a nutritious diet is essential in all forms of gangrene, and the control of diabetes is necessary if present. Surgical management includes amputation, sympathectomy, and direct arterial surgery. In amputation, a life-saving amputation is needed for badly crushed limbs, rapidly spreading symptomatic gangrene and gas gangrene. A limb-saving attitude is needed in most cases of symptomatic gangrene affecting hands and feet. With arterial disease, it depends upon the good blood supply above the gangrene, or a poor blood supply can be improved by measures as direct arterial surgery. A good and improved blood supply indicates conservative excision is successful and a major amputation may be avoided. Scope of homeopathy. Through homeopathic line of treatment, blood supply can be achieved to the affected part and can help to heal the affected part. The scope also depends upon the immunity level of the patient. It becomes limited if the patient is diabetic and with the poor immunity level. Some remedies for gangrene are sickle coir, arsenic, lachesis, Crotalus horridus, carboveg, and anthracynum. Thank you.